A creative article shaped for listening, inner fire, mental release, and the courage to lay burdens down. There are moments when your own fire begins to call you back, not as a demand, but as a remembering. The Queen of Wands arrives with warmth, courage, creativity, and presence. She is the part of you that knows how to stand in your own light without apology. Her power is not harsh. It is radiant, generous, and alive. She reminds you that confidence is not something you must borrow from the outside world. It is something already glowing within you, waiting to be trusted. The Queen of Wands asks you to notice where your energy has been dimmed, hidden, or made smaller than it truly is. What part of your spirit wants more room? What desire, vision, or creative impulse has been waiting for permission? She invites you to return to your center, to let warmth move through your voice, your hands, your choices, and your path. To shine does not mean you must overpower. It means you no longer abandon your own flame. Then the Eight of Swords appears, bringing attention to the places where the mind has become a maze. This card speaks of restriction, fear, overthinking, and the feeling of being caught between invisible walls. Yet its lesson is subtle. The swords may surround, but they do not always imprison as completely as they seem. The Eight of Swords asks where perception has tightened around possibility, and where an old thought may be mistaken for a permanent truth. This is not a card of blame. It is a card of awakening. Sometimes the mind creates boundaries in an attempt to keep the heart safe. Sometimes we stay still because every direction seems to carry a risk. The Eight of Swords invites gentleness with the frightened places within, while also asking for one honest question. What if there is more freedom available than fear has allowed you to see? The first movement may not be dramatic. It may simply be the decision to turn your head, breathe more deeply, and notice the opening. Into this field of inner fire and mental restriction comes the Ten of Wands, heavy with responsibility, endurance, and the weight of carrying too much for too long. This card honors effort. It recognizes the strength it has taken to keep going, to hold the bundle, to meet the demands, to carry what perhaps once felt necessary. But it also asks whether the burden has become larger than the life it was meant to support. The Ten of Wands reminds us that strength is not only proven by endurance. Sometimes strength is proven by release. There may be obligations that need to be shared, expectations that need to be questioned, or old responsibilities that no longer belong in your hands. This card does not ask you to abandon what matters. It asks you to recognize the difference between devotion and depletion, between commitment and self-erasure, between carrying with purpose and carrying because you forgot you were allowed to set something down. So if the Queen of Wands is the flame of self-trust, The 8 of Swords is the mind's enclosure, and the 10 of Wands is the burden that has grown too heavy, then the message is one of reclaiming power through release. Your fire is not gone. It may simply have been covered by fear, responsibility, and the exhausting work of holding everything together. The path forward begins when you remember that your energy is sacred and that not every weight deserves to travel with you. This reading asks you to come back to yourself before you continue carrying the world. Let confidence return not as pressure to do more, but as permission to choose differently. Let the mind loosen its bindings. Let the body tell the truth about what has become too much. You may be closer to freedom than the fear suggests, and closer to relief than the burden allows you to imagine. And as you listen inwardly, remember this: your fire can return, your thoughts can loosen, and your burdens can be laid down with honor. Let the queen within you rise without shame. Let the swords become markers of awareness rather than walls of defeat. Let the wands you carry be sorted, shared, or released until what remains is truly yours. You are not here only to endure. You are here to live with a flame that has room to breathe.